The wonderful world of Generation X. Will give people a moment to get in here. We do this every Sunday night. We go live on YouTube. We go live on Facebook and just talk about all things Generation X. We try to get together once a week at least. The conversation is driven primarily to what you guys want to talk about. And we just kind of get together and talk all things Gen X. What it was like growing up in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
I really hope this doesn't explode all over you.
Why? Did you shake it?
No, but I kind of like ran up here, kind of. Not really, but you know.
Well, we'll wait. Waiting to see. We got some people jumping in. It looks like Stacy's there, Doreen's there. Kristen, how are you? Good to see you coming in over on the YouTube side of things. Facebook's catching up.
Hi.
Gen X, how are you? Hey, everyone. Professor, good to see you. What's going on? Good to see you, Jim of all trades. Marie.
Thank you.
What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good.
Canada, Ohio.
Hello, my darling, says Dark Wolf. Hello from Montreal, Canada. What's going on? Stacy says hey to Cleo.
Oh, no.
His daddy's single.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. No, her mother would be the reason I'm not single. What's going on, Kiwi? Good to see you. Linda, how are you? Go Bills, Andrea. Sue Darling coming in from Wolcott, New York. Lifelong friend. How are you?
Happy
Melvin,
holidays.
hello. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, I'm on Christmas break. I'm so hyped. I'm like so excited now.
Cleo had me outside adding lights to what I had already decorated because our neighbors added lights. Is Cleo joining? She'll be here for a minute. Where's wife? Downstairs hanging out. Go Bills. Yeah, we had a tougher time than we should have with a team like the Cleveland Browns, but it is what it is. Every Sunday night, you never know who's going to win. Hey, Jason Ashby, and Jason Hakes. Good to see you. Kim, hello. Merry Christmas.
Okay, I do have to go because
Is that a root beer jolt? Yes, this is a root beer jolt. So Jolt Cola, but root beer. Still 200 milligrams of caffeine derived from green tea. I love this stuff. Evening, Stacy. Good to see you. Megan Rose, hello.
Mom is going to watch a Christmas movie with me.
Mom's going to watch Christmas movie? What are you going to watch?
I don't know, a girly one.
Are we talking like Hallmark Christmas movie?
Yes.
All right, you guys go enjoy.
Yeah. Okay, bye, guys.
Actually, Cleo and I have been watching with her mother lately. We're on a Little House on the Prairie kick.
Oh, my God.
What, do you like it or not, though?
No. I actually do like it.
All right, we're up to episode 4, I think.
But I do
Where can you find the jolt? Oh, go ahead, Cleo.
I do prefer to watch Modern Family, if I'm being honest, because that show makes me laugh so hard. Okay, bye, guys.
There's a couple of my videos. Amazon, if you just Google search Amazon, you'll find Jolt. I don't know if they have the root beer there, but I'm very happy with it. What's going on? Coming in, Adam from Tennessee. Reggie Wallace, hello. Tamara, Merry Christmas. Yeah, she likes Modern Family. We're almost done with it all the way through, but we just started. Michael, how are you? We just started Little House together, and dude, I forgot how much anxiety Little House on the Prairie gives me. I make jokes about it, but I haven't actually watched like episode to episode in a very long time. And it's this, we just saw I think it's episode 3, where Charles and Caroline are expecting a huge harvest from the wheat they planted. And you just know there's going to be no harvest. That wheat's not coming in. They're talking about all the things they're going to buy, new shoes, new dresses, new curtains. You know damn well there's going to be no new shoes, no new curtains, no new dresses. And of course, hail comes falling down from the sky like nobody's business and wipes out the entire crop. Dude, every episode something happened. Life on the Prairie, not easy. Yes, it was not a 1,000-mile episode. It was the 100-mile episode. That's exactly which one it is, Darth. Good memory. Melvin, how are you? Merry Christmas. Y'all need another Jim Kelly? I don't know, Tina Marie. I'm pretty happy with Josh Allen. I don't know that there will ever be another Jim Kelly, but I got my Jim Kelly right up here. Batteries must have run out. He normally talks. I got to change his batteries. There's my Jim Kelly, number 12. A little dusty, kind of embarrassed. Not gonna lie. Oops. Stuff falling all over the place. All right, yeah, there's my Jim Kelly. Oh, watching Bad Santa? I haven't seen that in a long time, Sue. What about the bugs? Stacy, thank you so much. $10. Actually, and as soon as you said it, we're up to 12. Somebody gave $2 as well. YouTube's goal for today is 142.50. They just set a goal every week, and I try to see if I can get there, and if so, gets matched. If not, no big deal, but I appreciate it so much, guys. Facebook, for whatever it's worth, the stars are active. And here we go. Let's get going. Women thrashed what they could to save the day. Todd, how did you know that? You guys have this down cold. Yeah, the women all got together and thrashed what they could. They harvested the wheat and saved what they could. Give me a shout out and I'll send 20 or 50 bucks. No need, Grand Duchess or Dooch. Grand Dutch. Love that you're here. Good enough. Appreciate you. But it's, I mean, that's what we grew up with. Think about the shows we grew up with. I don't think we talk about it enough. Little House on the Prairie wasn't an anomaly. It wasn't like, oh, look, there's one weird show that somebody decided to produce, reaching back to the days of the prairie. We had, Linda, thank you so much for the gift. We had so many of those types of shows all the way up into the 90s with Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. But I mean, I grew up watching Bonanza as a really little kid. I remember my parents would watch Big Valley. There was Little House on the Prairie. There was Grizzly Adams was one. Christine's going to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. We already saw it this year. Corey coming in from Eastern Oregon, thank you. Touched by an Angel was definitely, bro, I'll give you a shout out. You've got a shout out, dude. The Rifleman, Jeff coming in with stars. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. It was Gentle Ben. Yeah, it was just so easy to be able to sit there and the entire, hi, Mom, Sula Kotrides Sullivan. If you guys see that name over on the Facebook side, that's my mom. Let's see if we can bring her on camera. Mom, I'm going to try to bring you on camera. Now, if you're over on YouTube, I'm sorry, you're not going to see this. And if you're on Facebook, let's be honest, you're probably not going to see it here either. Because she's probably not great at making this work. But I'm trying. She will be visiting in February if all goes well. And then Mom will be on camera a lot. Little House on the Prairie was Little Trauma on the Prairie. Dude, but it was just showing how tough life was. That was the entire thought process behind it. Was that these were, what did I just do? Hello? Mom? God, why did I do this? Hey, Mom, turn your camera around, Mom. Mom, hello? All right, we're going to flip that off. There we go. It was just all about life is tough. You don't always get what you want. You don't always get things you need. It is what it is. Bedroom in view. Yeah, Megan Rose. That was all right. It didn't work out so well. Kalakristuyan, thank you so much. Kalakristuyan to you as well. That means Merry Christmas. Linda asked, will my wife ever get on camera? We took a picture together when we were in Greece for the summer. It's probably as much as you're going to get out of her. Millie Combs brings up the Brady Bunch. Dude, I reached out to the people that own the Brady Bunch house. And I'm hopeful to get out that way sometime next summer and make some content out there. Hey, Lieben, what's going on? Seasons greeting, Country Girls. Nellie actually follows me, so I'm not great with names. I think Ashley, but the actress that played Nellie shared some of my content. And she actually follows me on Facebook. And that was a huge moment when I saw that. That was wicked cool that she actually follows me. The Waltons I'm rewatching on my own right now. I really am kind of blasted away by the fact that we watched the Waltons in the 70s and it took place in the 30s. So there was a 40-year gap. And I was watching the Waltons with my little girl, Cleo, and I said to her, you got to understand, in 1970, when I was watching this, there was a 40-year gap. And that would be like today, our kids watching something from the 80s. And even she agreed that there wasn't nearly the same amount of difference in things today. Us watching the 30s or the 40s from the 70s and 80s, it's not the same as kids today looking back to the 70s and 80s. Time is compressed. We don't, Alice, that's it. Thank you so much, Kim. Allison Ingram. It's just not the same. Hey, Bills Mafia, Sherry Phelps, thank you for coming in. Did you see the remodel of the Brady Bunch? I did. That's the house I'd like to visit. Bringing up Highway to Heaven. My God, the Bills game, they need to get there. Dude, we're making every team out there look good. But we're finding a way to win. So even if it's not pretty, even if it's hard fought, even if it's by 3 points, a win is a win is a win. Buckskin Bill, Good Night John Boy. Do you know they didn't end every episode of Walton's with Good Night John Boy? I was shocked. If you would have asked me, how did every Walton's episode end, I would have said Good Night John Boy, but it's not. Sometimes it's Good Night Jim Bob. Sometimes it was Good Night Mary whatever. It wasn't Good Night John Boy. Most of the time it wasn't, but that's what resonates. That's what sticks in our head. Joe Rogan died in a car accident last night. Dude, that's not cool. Linda, if you want to do something with that, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, just anybody who's an admin, moderator, have at it. Mary Ellen, yeah, thank you so much. Check out the Pop Culture Preservation Society podcast. They toured the Brady Bunch house. I'd like to do that. I know I'm trying to watch very closely what New England is doing right now because obviously they're in line to take the division title from us. That said, today's game's not that important. Even if they lose, they still maintain the title. We need them to lose to Miami or the Jets. But let me just get the game ready to go when it comes on. All right, there we go. What's going on, Robert? Go Pats. Dude, you got a great team. I love your quarterback. He's a great kid. Your running back's a rookie, doing a great job. But, I'm definitely rooting against you this year just because I have to. I seem to have misplaced my sanity again. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. What's going on, Andrew? Bradford, it's good to see you, Goonie. Arizona is out for sure. Needing Miami or the Jets to win is a painful place to be. I'm not saying I'm proud of where we are, but we are where we are. A little bit of a Bills fan. Lola coming in from Minnesota, home of Walnut Grove. We were just talking about Little House on the Prairie. I think that was in Minnesota. Tamitha, hello. Christine, hello. Steve talking about Three's Company. Three's Company was an interesting show. With all the cast changes they made, that show still managed to survive. I wouldn't have thought they would have survived Suzanne Summers. Doing well, Angela. Thank you. Suzanne Summers going out, but they did. They brought in Cindy to replace Chrissy, and the show kept going. And then they brought in Terry to replace Cindy, and the show kept going. Which is funny because a lot of people will say the reason the show continued to work was just the comedic, there it is right there. Lola brought it up. John Ritter. But when John Ritter tried to continue on with Three's a Crowd, a spinoff show, it failed miserably. That was Jack Ritter as a baby in the theme song. Yeah, if you look at the later episodes, Joyce DeWitt is bending down to play with a little boy, and that little boy is John Ritter's son, Jack Ritter. The other piece of trivia is in the early episodes of Three's Company, during the intro, you see Jack fall off of his 10-speed, off of his bicycle, as this brunette goes walking past him with really curly hair. Dark-haired, curly-haired brunette. That's actually Suzanne Summers in a wig. So that's the other piece of Three's Company trivia. Those are the two that I know. Jack Ritter in the later seasons and Suzanne Summers as a wig-wearing brunette in the beginning. What's going on? Kimmy, JTR, the Serial Killers. The Ropers was a fun show. It was. I gotta say that you lost the Ropers and Furley came in and the show kept going. So Tony Vasquez says I didn't like Cindy. It was all right. Cindy, I actually got to disagree a little. I didn't like, dude, Travin, thank you so much. Travin just covered. So we make a joke every week that the way we get to goal is if there's 75 people in here, we play better off dead. Meaning I want my $2. So if 75 people each give $2, not only do I get to meet the goals in my paper route, but we get to goal. But then you got people like Travin and a few others. Stacy, who's kind. Linda always donates what she can. There's just so many. I can't even name them until I see them. Cajun S. That cover themselves and others. And in this case, $2 plus cover for some other Gen Xers. Babysitters are teenagers that act like adults so adults can go out and act like teenagers. Dude, I say it all the time. As a Gen Xer, I am as old as I've ever been, as young as I've ever been, and as old as I'm likely to get. If I was expected to act 30 at 12, then I have no problem acting 12 at 50. Lou to the channel. I love blue eyes. Oh, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Actually, it's funny. I was at Best Buy doing some Christmas shopping here in Charlotte. And the woman the next counter over, she was running the register. And as I was being cashed out, a young kid was cashing me out. He was like 21 years old. And the woman at the other register said, I just wanted to say, I don't want to bother you. I just wanted to let you know that I love your videos. And I'm like, dude, first of all, that's never a bother. That is the biggest compliment I could ever get. Nothing, thank you so much, Jim of all trades. Nothing makes my day more than somebody recognizing me. So I'm like, first of all, you don't have to apologize at all. Thank you so much. I go, but I'm surprised, how did you recognize me? And they always say the same thing, your eyes. She's like, I wasn't sure. I heard your voice. It sounded familiar. And then I looked in your eyes and that did it. And that always makes me happy. I'm so lazy I didn't wrap my mother's Christmas gift. I just 3D printed a box with a ribbon. Linda says you should see when he uses a ring light. It gives a halo. There's a ring light on now. I just have it on low. How often do you get recognized in real life? Depends on where I am. Through the Charlotte area, which is home right now, not much. Buffalo, I seem to have a good amount of Buffalo fans, followers, when I'm at a convention. So I do a lot of conventions throughout the year, pop culture conventions, so that I can stream the people they bring in. Because a lot of times it's people we watched in the 70s and 80s and 90s. When I'm at the conventions, that seems to do really well because a lot of the people that follow me go to those. So there I get recognized quite a bit. Yeah, we lost Greg Biffle and his entire family, Rob Reiner and his wife last week. It's tough. I'm sure your kids recognize you quite often. Yeah, from time to time. What's going on, Warp? Have I seen Junior's grades? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Gail coming in from SU, from Syracuse, rather. Go SU. Go Orange. Camrex, thank you. Go. Congratulations on the Bills win. Joyce Freeman, how are you? Good to see you, sweetie. Scott, Gen Xer here. Warped as usual. Holy moly, I made the live. I thought I was the only one that said holy moly. Charlie, hello. Chris, hello. That's Van Halen, dude, and the cradle will rock. Merry Christmas from Michigan. Merry Christmas to Michigan. Thank you so much, Charisse. Wish you could come to Huntsville. I'm working on it, Melvin. There is a... Dude, thank you so much, John. John covering himself and 9 others as well. $20. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Huntsville has a nice convention. If I'm not mistaken, there's a Huntsville Comic-Con. I've got to look it up, but that's one I want to get to. So I'll be reaching out to them. They've got some decent guests coming in. Dan, the Breaking News Man, $5. I was on the set of Little House when they were in Winnetka in the 80s. It was filmed at the old Tucson studios in Arizona. Dude, that's very cool. Travis says it's cold here. Dude, in the Charlotte area, we're expecting it to be 70 on Christmas Eve. Scott says, love your content. Dude, thank you so much. Susie says, I just found my friend of 26 years passed away yesterday. I am so sorry. Dude, that's the amazing. So as I am so grateful for every single day. And we're getting into our 50s. This is a time when if we haven't done what we need to do to take care of ourselves, this is when it's going to catch up to us. I'm starting a new page called Generation Fit. It's not going to replace my content. I'm doing it as a second page. And I'm going to start pushing out content there. The idea is to try and see what exactly 55, 56 years old can look like with some guidance. I've got a friend of mine who owns a gym. He is an amazing personal trainer. He's an all-star previous wrestler. The man's incredible, and I'm just going to see what we can still do, what we still have in it. I told him, and don't take this the wrong way, I go, you can do whatever you want to my body. You can decide my diet for me. You can decide my workout regimen. You can decide my supplements. You can do all of it. And I'm going to give 6 months to see what is still capable, what is still possible. And most people don't have the ability to do that, but I want to see what's possible. So it's a new page. I want to still see what is possible. I want to still hold on to my youth, not just on the inside, but on the outside too. Thomas, fellow 1970 edition. Linda missed that statement. Andrew says, my wife and I are watching Falcon Crest. That's cool. Joycey says, my Johnny, my grandson, Chasey got a Lexus for Christmas. Dude, that's ridiculous. So my high school friend Tracy, that's her mother Joyce on here, and Tracy and I grew up together. I'm going to call Tracy out. Where does she get off giving a kid a Lexus? I don't care how good a kid is. I don't care how good a kid's grades are. If someone is under 30, they don't get a car unless they pay for it themselves that's younger than they are. Tracy had your old blue Tempo, if I remember correctly. I had my mom's red. No. Kids need old beater cars. It's good for learning as long as they're reliable, but it teaches them modesty. It teaches them to be humble. It teaches them how to push start a car down a hill. It teaches them a lot of things. And then when they get into fender benders, which they will, it's not a big deal. That's just my take. My Sultana's first car was a beater. Now her car's a little better, but still. Jim Ball says, I got my dad's 82 Volkswagen Rapid with a 52 horsepower diesel engine. I like them and safe and dependable. You can do safe and dependable and still not brand new. You can do safe and dependable and not Lexus. But listen, it's your kid, your choice. Scott says, I bought every car I've ever owned. Andrea says, 1982 brown Chrysler LeBaron. I drove my mom's red Chrysler LeBaron right a bit. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. Linda Duncan coming in with $5. Had to do it. Just makes me to help you out. That brings our goal to $63.99. We're almost halfway there, and we're only 23 minutes in. My first car didn't have a paint job, no heat, and only AM radio. $800 84 Monte Carlo was my first car. Definitely a beater. I had a 73 blue Monte Carlo, says Eddie. Joyce says he's paying for it himself. All right, different story. God bless. Still think he should have put his money to something else. Cars are a bit of a declining asset, as we all know, but his money, his choice. That works. Good for him. Hey, Cindy Buckner. My first car was a 73 Plymouth Duster, says Jeff. Scott learned to drive a standard 3 on the tree. Cindy says a 1976 Chevy Malibu Classic. Dude, I just remember I was driving a 1983 Chrysler LeBaron for a while. I had a 1968 boat of a car was the first car I drove. I think it was an Impala. And it was literally, it was an automatic, but it was the automatic on the top there, and just AM radio only. And I just remember trying to learn to drive this thing and looking out the windshield, and for the life of me, it looked like the car was taking up both sides of the road. Joy from Kinsen, thank you so much. Coming in, $10. Merry Christmas. Love your videos. They always pick up my spirits when I'm having a drown in Everclear moment. No, I'm not that crazy. I left that in the 90s. Dude, I gotta say, I had a little bit of Everclear with Jolt a couple of weeks back. Single shot in a bottle of... It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I make fun of Mad Dog, but I've been drinking a little bit of the Mad Dogs from time to time. Not bad either. My first car, 68 Buick GS 400. They don't make cars like they used to, all fiberglass now. You know, I made that comment. I'm like, cars today just crumble. And the more I thought about it, I realized they crumble on purpose, though. That absorbs the impact. Our cars were like solid steel and built so that the car would survive an accident, but there wasn't much thought given to whether the people in the car would survive the accident. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I get what people say, that cars were built to last back then, that the cars could survive an accident a lot better than the cars can today. But the truth of the matter, if we're being honest, is that the cars today, yeah, crumple zones, exactly, Stacy. Cars today, they have one job and one job only. That's to absorb all the impact so that the people inside can survive. That being said, I'd still like it if there was a little bit of a medium, you know, just because it just seems that even the bumpers, you can't handle a 2-mile-an-hour fender bender anymore. Somebody brought up the colors of cars. Yeah, every other car is gray now. You look, it's like moving McDonald's. If you look at McDonald's today versus what our McDonald's looked like in the 70s, if you look at cars today, if they still made punch bugs, it would be punch bug black, punch bug gray. And that would be about it. Leanne says exactly. The cars are replaceable. We're not. Absolutely agree. Hey, Ray, good to see you, buddy. And then there was the radios inside. It didn't matter what kind of car we had. There was almost no shame in driving a beater. And maybe it's just me. I don't know. But in my town growing up, there really was no shame. A car was a car was a car. And if you had a really amazing car, then yeah, that was cred. You got street cred. You got credibility. People paid attention. If you had a really nice car, people noticed. But if you had a beater, you weren't really mocked. As long as it got you where you were going from point A to point B, didn't much matter. Hey, Heather Myers, good to see you. But the bonus was if you had a beater, but you swapped out the stereo system. It could be whatever piece of junk car you want, but you put in a kick-ass stereo with like ridiculously loud speakers, and dude, that was it. That's all you needed. What's going on? I found you again. I didn't know I was lost. I hope I hope all is good. Alpine, Kenwood, Pioneer, absolutely emo. How far away is Sulphur from you? I went to high school finals back in 1980. Oh, okay, Shreveport, Louisiana. I get you. You're not talking to me on that one. Cars today, as far as aesthetics goes, the variation of the doorstop. You're not popping up for like a week. Facebook's been weird. YouTube has been actually pretty good for me. Facebook's been very weird. Facebook, my numbers have absolutely tanked towards the end of the year. They're doing something with the algorithm. So if you haven't seen me on Facebook, I'd understand why. YouTube, I've been getting 7 to 100,000 to 1 million views a day. So that's still doing really well. Poor kids had Craco in the car. Craco radios. I remember that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I remember it. Doesn't matter what car you had as long as you had a Pioneer Super Tuner. Travin says my brother had a car that stereo cracked his own windshield. That's insane. That and a loud exhaust system. Well, and then it's like there were certain things that made the radio better. First game changer was auto reverse. And if you don't know what auto reverse is, that meant that when you came to the end of the tape, You didn't have to pull the tape out, flip it, and put it back in. It would automatically flip to the other side. That was a huge game changer. I remember like that being an enormous flex. Like that was cool because you're driving down the road, you're taking your life into your hands. Joy, I got to tell you, Joyce, anything we could do to keep Tracy's hands on the wheel instead of messing with the tape was a good thing because that daughter of yours, man, I don't think she knew how to run that car less than 80 miles an hour. But that's neither here nor there. So auto reverse was a big deal, for sure. Then it was, of course, the ones you could pull out. Then there were the ones that just had the faceplate that was removable. That was pretty cool. Good radio and a great back seat. 68 Fury 3 with a suicide knob. Kept coming up in my Google feed. I followed you there, so maybe YouTube found out. Very cool. Everyone take a shot at MD when he says What's going on, Chris Hubbard? Travis says I had a pull-out stereo. Couldn't bounce a quarter off the bass in high school. Was not the cool. You had to have an equalizer. Pioneer. Yes, William. I see your comments. It gets. I'm trying to keep up as best I can, guys. I had a Pioneer with removable faceplate. Says Doreen. Or say some more wrong. That's a good one. Or noir. Yeah, whatever it is referring to. My buddy Chris Clues, we do a podcast, and I swear to God he does it to drive me nuts. But he says certain words wrong. Angela Summers says, thanks for always making my week by mentioning my name. Well, I guess I did it again. Station wagons. Dude, what happened to station wagons? So now I guess the SUV replaced them? Because, I mean, why aren't those still possible? If the station wagon came back, don't you think they would sell? I mean, it was a great way to move family. Well, I guess the back doesn't work the same because we never had seatbelts when we were bouncing around the back. The Woodies, yeah, the wood-paneled station wagons got replaced by the SUV, says Stacy. I know, but it's still different, right? It was lower to the ground, probably better gas mileage. I don't know. I'd love to see a station wagon again, kind of reworked for the 2020s. I think that would be pretty cool. Kevin says minivans happened. Yeah, I guess before even the SUV, Chrysler and the minivan really took out the station wagon. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate that. Riff. Dodge made the Magnum station wagon. If I had a gazillion dollars, I want VW thing, shagging wagon. I had a Ford Escort wagon. Dude, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate you. If I can get a station wagon, I'd get a Buick Roadmaster. Thank you so much, dude. That's 3 in a row. Appreciate you. My neighbors, they were the Parkers. 3 girls lived next door to us. They had station wagon. And I just remember being so jealous because the kids always got to ride in the back, facing backwards out. And I mean, that next to the pickup truck, when you could ride in the back and sit on the wheel hump, the only next best thing to that was sitting in the back of a station wagon looking back. The last wagon that was traditional was made by Buick in 96. I wouldn't have even thought it was that late. Jeremy Sellers checking in late. Good to see you. Just checking in. What time have we got? What's going on with the New England Patriots game? Patriots are losing 0-7. All right. Linda, paying you because I got to hear you laugh tonight. Linda, you're too kind. Thank you, honey. What else? So, okay, listen. So we're Christmas, right? This is the last episode. Jeff Stutz, thank you so much for the stars. Appreciate you. Last episode of the Sunday Night Wonderful World of Gen X before Christmas. And a friend of mine and follower had given me an idea, and he said, for next year, you don't have time to do it now, but you should start some sort of toy drive, but for Gen X. And it got me thinking, what toys do you guys remember really wanting? I want to do a video where I talk about it. I know mine. I've got the Merlin. I've got the $6 million man action figure. I've got the Millennium Falcon. I've got the Evil Knievel stunt cycle. The Atari 2600, Rubik's Cube. What else? What else was like, especially you women? What were He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? Okay, that was a big one. Flag play set. Got it. Barbie's Dream House. Lawn darts. I've got the jarts right up there. I want a Munchkin. Barbie Dream House again. Millennium Falcon, but never got it. I had to buy my own. Kenner Star Wars. Stretch Armstrong. G.I. Joe's. Any of them. ColecoVision. What's a walking doll? Stretch Armstrong. Barbie's Corvette. Hot Wheel track. I threw my own away. My mom smacked me with Hot Wheels tracks one time too many. That was the end of that. Roller skates. I forget. Now, the ones you could put on with the shoes. I remember those. Go-kart from Sears and Roebuck. Still have my E.T. Stuffy in mint condition. Megatron is a gun. Jarts. Can you guys see the jarts? I've got them right there. Top shelf. There's your jarts. Crossbows and catapults. Easy bake oven. That's a good one. RC racetracks. Dude, radio controlled cars became huge. Radio controlled cars. I remember Big Track. If you guys remember that, that was one I really loved. Stacy's mentioning the roller skates. Kristen's using our jarts emoji. I genuinely can't remember badly wanting any toys. I didn't have them because I wanted stuff for other people. That's kind. My mom beat my butt with Hot Wheels tracks. Same. BB guns. Yep, I remember my brother got a BB gun for Christmas. Tyco Super Duper Double Looper. I'll have to look that up. Debbie says I want to go back to Dorothy coming from upstate New York. Dorothy's saying I want to go back. Debbie's saying I want to go back to Blockbuster. Honey Table Game leaves. Oh, you know what I remember? Did anybody get the bubble top hockey games? Those were cool. Rock'em Sock'ems. Dukes of Hazzard, Big Wheel, Star Trek phasers. I had the Star Trek walkie-talkie set. That was one I'll have to look up. No metal lunchboxes on that shelf, says Kevin. Kevin. I got two shelves, my friend. I alternate which one you guys can see, but how about that? Not only do I have the $6 million lunchbox, Thermos 2. Light Bright, Big Wheel, Battleship. Go Bills. The original G.I. Joe helicopter. Oh, I forgot Operation. Yeah, the games were good. My hockey game didn't have a bubble top. Atari, Simon. Played with my dad's Tonka trucks. Jealous of the lunchbox. It cost me dearly, I'll say that. But it's exactly the lunchbox I had as a kid, so I wanted to have it. Slinky, Spirograph. Kerplunk. Green Machine. I never got a Green Machine, Rhonda. Kids today, they don't. Their toys aren't a thing so much anymore. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Games are. You know, they have games. They have apps. Little kids still play with toys, but I remember playing with toys as a 10, 11, 12-year-old, 13, like until driving age. I still played with toys. I still wanted toys. And when we outgrew toys, we still played games. So you can outgrow the toys themselves, but then still play Operation with your friends, still play Monopoly with your friends. Still want things like Rubik's Cubes. We like those even into high school. Anything Fisher Price. Sit and Spin. I forgot about Sit and Spin. Light Bright, Battlestar Galactica, Ship, Cyclone, Centurion. Game shows on TV. A tin can so I can kick it. Cabbage Patch. I never knew anyone that had an actual Cabbage Patch. Weebles. I knew there was this one woman in our town that made fake ones. And there's nothing sadder than a fake Cabbage Patch doll. They play games on their phones now. I mean, even my youngest, who's 13, I'm like, do you not want any toys anymore? And she's, her comment was, they don't make good toys anymore, Dad. She's like, I'd still play games. I'd still play toys. She said, but the best games we play are the ones you had. They still play our games: Perfection, Monopoly, Life, Trouble, Sorry. I mean, the newest game we might have bought was probably Pictionary, and that's coming back from the 80s now. Walkman. I'd forgotten about wanting a Walkman for Christmas. Real cherry bombs. Weird football game where all the players vibrate around the field. Battleship. I remember when Nerf made foam cars before they made only guns. I don't remember that. BMX bike. Heather also had a fake Cabbage Patch doll. Mary talks about our games: freeze tag, hide and seek. Anything outside was amazing. I can't think of the last big toy craze for the holidays. Tickle me up. That's what I mean, Ed. Ed just put it perfectly. Every year there was the toy, right? Pound Puppy, somebody mentioned. That was the toy one year. Cabbage Patch, that was the toy one year. Atari 2600, NES, that was the toy. But NES isn't even a toy. But there was always the toy for the year that every parent went out and tried to get. And to Eddie's point, I don't remember the last time that happened. Why? Little kids aren't playing with toys anymore? That makes me sad. I don't have grandkids yet, and our youngest is 13, so I'm in that crazy bubble where I don't know what kids are doing right now. But I don't remember, we always used to be able to watch the news. And Jeff Smith just mentioned Teddy Ruxpin. We'd always watch the news, and they would tell us what the toy was. And Claude said, it's not like that now. It really isn't, is it? That it's gone. Too busy on screens. I hope that's not the case. Laser tag. I remember when that was the toy in the 80s. Tickle Me Elmo was the last time, says Megan Rose. Marianne says it's all electronics now. It can't be. Can it? I guess it kind of makes sense when you look at, I mean, think of all the toy stores we had, right? That it was their job to sell toys. Toys R Us, gone. Might be coming back, but gone. Lionel Kitty City. KB Toys. There were Sears catalog that just went out that was this thick, that was a Wish catalog that had nothing but toys in it. Gone. The Furby craze. You guys keep them coming. Charlie McCarthy doll. Don't remember that one. Yes, Toys R Us continues in Canada. I'm aware. Jealous, but aware. Lionel Play World. Care Bears. I just can't imagine anyone. I mean, yes, believe me, I love technology, okay? Love it. I get excited when I get a new phone. But I can't imagine a kid unwrapping a new iPhone to replace the iPhone they already have and being as excited as I was when I got an X-Wing fighter. Being as excited as I was when I got my Big Track. When we got the new Hot Wheels racetrack that we could shake with loops, and just couldn't wait to bust that toy out and put it together and play with it. It was just different. Sea Monkey sucked. All right, where do we stand? 651 stars over on Facebook. Guys, thank you so much as we're making a push for 1,000 stars over on Facebook. $74.12. Thank you guys so much. Big part of that due to a few people. Again, if you want to support the page, doesn't take a lot. A couple dollars at a time. Blazing Beast, thank you for the gift. Appreciate you. Yeah, for me, Sea Monkeys was just dust on water. It never worked. I know that there were supposed to be freeze-dried brine shrimp, but it didn't. But the internet shouldn't have killed the toy era. It made kids more aware of what was out there. I can't blame that on the internet. Pet rocks that you put in water. Loved Lincoln Logs, Jack's pickup sticks. Why did I lose my New England Patriots game score? Come on. Still 0-7. All right. Let's watch live. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. All right. Too many horror movies about ventriloquist dolls. Jeff Stoltz, thank you so much, dude. Jeff Stutz, 500 stars. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. That gets us over 1250 on the Facebook side of things. Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head, Hop-alongs, even silly little toys. Who remembers Skip It? Which was nothing more than a plastic tube with a circle around that went over the edge of your, you put it on your foot, and it had, for God knows what reason, a lemon on the other end, and you literally just kept skipping over the lemon with your foot. Who remembers, what were they called? Romp'em Stompers? They were like little pieces of plastic that you would walk on like little stilts. There were a million toys that our parents could buy us that were fairly inexpensive. The pogo ball. It was like I remember as a kid getting 10 lemon twist. Yes. I think we called it Skip It, though. I could be wrong. Yeah, why the lemon? I don't know. But my parents, even just being middle class at best, were able to afford to buy us each 5, 6, 7, 8 toys for Christmas. You then get the one big gift. Romper Stompers. Yes, those. Play-Doh. Silly Putty. Skip It had a counter built in. Did it? I don't remember that. Barrel of Monkeys, Hot Ball, Glow Friends, Inchworm when we were little. Constructs or Stompers? I don't remember those. Moon Boots? Well, yeah, and then the clothes were just a whole different ballgame. So when we got old enough, then as much as there was the toy of the year, every year there seemed to be a article of clothing that was a craze. And again, I've got my 13-year-old. I can't think, Megan Rose, thank you so much. I can't think of one piece of clothing that made kids as happy today. I guess you could say Lululemon, but the only thing about that is that it's expensive. Kids don't want it because there's one particular piece of clothing. It's because they just want the flex of buying an expensive article of clothing. But for us, the Coca-Cola shirts, huge one year. Remember the Coca-Cola rugby shirts? That was the clothing for 1 year. I remember CB jackets were a big deal, the ski jackets. I remember the whole designer jean craze where girls just wanted, Jordache jeans or Calvin Klein jeans. And I remember Jordache jeans being like $50 for a pair of jeans back in 1986. I mean, that would be like a $300 pair of jeans today. Benetton was big for a little bit. It literally was the one thing you wanted. And you went back to school after Christmas break, and that was the first thing you wore. First thing you wore that first day was the members only jacket, was the Jordache jeans, was the Bugle Boy jeans, or whatever it was, the moon boots, the whatever. You wore that first so that everybody could see what it was. I don't know that that's the same today. We had no internet to tell us what we should want. And somehow, no matter where you were growing up, you wanted the same stuff I wanted. I could be in Western New York. You could be in Ontario or San Diego. And we all shared the same stuff. Swatch watches. Perfect. Perfect example. We all wanted Swatch watches the same year. And we all went back to school wearing them. Yeah, commercials, I get it. And I remember all the commercials. But I don't think that was enough. As a generation, we really enjoyed commercials for the jingles. We remember them. We enjoyed them. We are a hard generation to sell to based on marketing. We sold to each other. As much as commercials are part of it, the bigger part of it is the fact that we just told each other what's cool, and it literally spread from town to town, viral without the virality of technology to help it. Because there were a lot of things that tried to be popular and failed. We really, really were a generation that could turn on something very quickly. Something when we were growing up could be popular 1 minute and then out the next. Done. Finished. Hypercolor t-shirts, British Knights. Magazine ads play into it, but again, we decided what was cool. We made somebody said buttons on jackets, but it reminded me of button fly jeans. Levi 501 jeans became popular instantly. Great marketing, but we made it happen. Still waiting on that gift I ordered for you. No worries, Steve. Thank you so much, man. Kangaroo shoes, a great example. Popular 1 minute, done the next. We turned on them so quickly. Whatever celebrities were wearing, yeah, I could see that. But again, I think it goes beyond that. Because it's not, Jeff brings up MTV. Yep. But we shared, so it's not just the things that were marketable. We shared everything. So Kevin Pierpoint, a follower, sent me a jingle that I'd forgotten about. But if I say Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, without internet, without Facebook, without even AOL, without anything, if I say Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, it doesn't matter if you grew up in California or New York, Florida or Ontario, New Zealand, you know how to finish that sentence. Stacy just came in. Robin laid an egg. How? That wasn't on TV. That wasn't in a magazine. That wasn't in a commercial. You know, that was, kid came to your school from another town and brought it with him and shared it. Bubblegum in a dish. How many pieces do you wish? Engine number 9 going down Chicago line. Inca bottle of ink, cap fell off and you do stink. It all spread somehow. Word of mouth. But the cool thing about word of mouth is it doesn't work if you're a generation that doesn't know how to talk to one another. We spread it because we could be at the playground with complete and total strangers, and we shared those things. We could be visiting a cousin out of town and meeting their friends and being able to jump right in as if they were our friends. That's what's different. That's what's missing today. And kids will tell you that. It's not as easy for them to speak to one another, to talk. Bubblegum and Bubble Yum and Bubblicious Gum. I like Bubble Yum better, I think. Yeah, and the Joker, how'd the whole thing go? Let me see. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, the Batmobile lost its wheel, and the Joker got away? I think it's Joker got away. Grandma kissed the Joker. I didn't know that verse. Robin laid an egg, a not subtle remark, casting aspersions on Robin's gender. His time of the month? I don't know about that. Lizzie Borden and the 40 with an axe. Yep. Pop Rocks. Yeah. And Coke. The end of Mikey, supposedly. Dude, that's the stuff. That's what I mean. It's just cool that we spread it. And now we have technology. Now we have Facebook. Now we have YouTube. Now we have TikTok. Now we have Instagram. And the coolest part about it is how are Gen Xers using it? Same way we did beforehand. We're just getting together and playing in the backyard, and we're using technology to do it. We're not endlessly just doom scrolling through reel after reel after reel. We are using it to connect. Same as we did when AOL first started, and we had AOL Instant Messenger and chat rooms. ICQ. We really have always used technology in order to continue to bring us together. And I love our generation. I just cannot speak enough of it. And the coolest thing is I work with young kids, and they will look at us and say, you guys are lucky. Joe says it kind of like we're doing right now. Exactly, Wenjo. Exactly like we're doing right now. Dude, every Tuesday night on YouTube at 7 o'clock, I do in-person trivia at a bar. And I will let YouTube run in the background and just turn it on. It's like opening a chat room. There'll be 60, 70, 80 people in there. I'm hardly talking at all. I'm in the background. It's the people on YouTube that have learned to talk to one another. They know each other. They use it as a chat room. That's unique to us. That is completely and totally unique to us. Those AOL marketings of CDs made great coasters. I remember people hung them by the rearview mirror for some reason. Excuse me. All right, 54 minutes in. We got about another 10 minutes left, guys. 7412 over on YouTube. If we can get close without anybody giving huge donations, I'd like to see if we can get to the 100 just as a goal today. It's a little short of today's YouTube goal, but if we can do it, I appreciate everything you guys do to try to help support the page monetarily. We've got a lot of conventions we're getting to in the new year. Everything you guys do, whether it's donating, gifts, subscribing on Facebook, doing super gifts, whether it's just anything, sharing a video helps me. Commenting helps me. AOL 120 hours. But the biggest way on YouTube is $2 at a time. There's still 112 people in here. If you guys are the type of people that are willing to share information on YouTube to make it possible, $2 at a time would get us well over goal. Steve says we are all family. That is the biggest thing in our generation. We've got each other's back. How much snow did you get last week? Buffalo got nailed, if that's what you're asking. I'm not in Buffalo anymore. I miss it, but we don't get snow where I'm at. Stacy, unnecessary, honey. Thank you so much, though. You've already done your part. Thank you so much. You saying without huge donations practically guarantees them, LOL. Then I won't say it because it's certainly not my intent. 3-view mirror tomorrow? Yeah, Shell's out of town, so it will be 3-view mirror. I'm thinking it's just 2 of us, however. So if you guys want to join, it'll help to keep the conversation going because I think it's just Chris and me. Nick Adams says we never had AOL in New Zealand. That's funny. I wouldn't have known that. We are supposed to be 7 degrees on, yeah, to Linda with $2 more. We got to hit the mark. No worries. And if we don't, we don't. Yeah, it's going to be 70 degrees on Christmas Eve. It's weird for me. Part of the reason why we really enjoyed coming to the Carolinas was it was a compromise. It's not, we still get seasonality. So a 70-degree Christmas is a little weird for me. $81 in Phoenix. Definitely going to Fanboy. I'll be buying first round at the bar. I'm looking forward to next year, guys. Tons and tons and tons of conventions. The first one is in Arkansas. If you guys are anywhere near Batesville, Arkansas, thank you, T, for the 99 stars. Anywhere near Batesville, Arkansas, it is the White River Fan Con. I've got a table. I'll be setting up shop. I'll be serving on panels, talking, taking pictures, selfies, signing stuff. First major appearance at a con. It's a small convention, but I kind of like it because the smaller conventions will allow me time to actually get to talk to people. So if you're anywhere near the Arkansas area, Batesville, Arkansas, and can make it, I will definitely be there in February. Knoxville's on the list, Orlando twice, Tampa Comic-Con, probably Dragon Con in Atlanta. Looking to possibly make it out to Salt Lake City for a con this year. So a lot of travel, hoping I can get close to somewhere where you guys are. Phoenix a stop. It's tough. A lot of these I get there on my own dime. This is kind of what I do on my own. When are you coming to North Carolina? I was actually so I live in South Carolina. February for Tampa, probably, Doreen. I live in Fort Mill, Indian Land area, just south of Charlotte. So, dude, I appreciate you stuff, Jeff. More than enough, brother. If you guys know something going on in North Carolina, let me know. I haven't seen much big cons in the area. I'll be in Knoxville probably, I think it's July. It's Fanboy Comic-Con for Knoxville. But I'm just south of Charlotte, so definitely something we can put together. I was just in Gastonia not too long ago because a buddy of mine was doing some comedy up there. We'll figure it out. Send me an email. Let me know what I should be at, where I should be. I will always say, send an email to the convention. Say, dude, there's this creator. There's this influencer who's got 2 million followers. Invite them in. Maybe they'll invite me in. Any appearances near Philly? None scheduled yet. Maybe Pittsburgh. Steel City Con might happen. What's going on, TJ? Ever in the Raleigh area? Yes, I was actually in. So GalaxyCon in Raleigh, I was there last year. I'll probably be at GalaxyCon in Raleigh again this year. When am I coming back to Orlando? MegaCon Orlando is a definite. And so you can look up MegaCon for Orlando, and you can look up Fanboy for Orlando. South Carolina Comic-Con, I was there last year, Marianne. I'll probably be there again this year. Cindy Buckner, thank you for the $2. Gets us to $88. I'd jump on a plane for Tuesday night trivia if I could. You know, I'm hoping we can, hey, Deborah Mott, I'm hoping there's more and more of these. I love getting out to where you guys are. Love it, Steve. Sounds awesome. So 1,700 stars over on Facebook. Looks like we made a grand total of 88.11 on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. No Wirehead today. Yeah, I noticed that too. Something fun to do, go to Google and type in a Florida man, then your month and a day of the year you were born, and look at the results. Do I do anything in Michigan? Detroit's got a Comic-Con. I might send some information out to Eddie. Happy holidays. Here's my 2 plus some others. Joseph, thank you so much. Brings us over 100. 108.10. God bless, guys. Linda, thank you. 109.10. Guys are the best. Yeah, so Detroit's a possibility. It's genxjono80 at gmail.com. If you guys see somebody somewhere that thinks I need to be there, how do you add stars on YouTube? There's gifts for YouTube. I don't know about stars. Buffalo, I'll be back in Buffalo October, if not before. We do a Bills game every October and a pub crawl every October. I am from Buffalo. Tempted to go to Big Lick Comic-Con. Larry Wilcox and Eric Estrada. Deborah, I'll take a look at that. Again, it's just expensive to fly out in hotels, and I try to do as many as I can. Some of the places fly me out. Some will help me with hotel. Otherwise, it's on my dime, and I don't mind spending the money. The way I look at it is it gets me close to you guys, and that's great, but it's got to be doable. Do you find your movie posters and figurines online? No, actually, I try to get their Kiwi. Thank you so much. I try to get them in person. I go to different toy conventions and Comic-Cons. I hope so as well, Andrew. KC is definitely a possibility. I just like buying them in person. Hey, John, can I borrow your hoverboard? Listen, Kryptonite Creations, LLC. Look it up on Instagram. Dude makes some amazing stuff. That's where that came from. If Kristen comes to Tampa in February, let's do dinner, the 3 of us. That sounds great. I'd be happy to do it. Gonna get started, head to bed. Good night. Good night, Steve. Thank you so much. Liberty Comic-Con in Oaks, PA, August 7th to 9th. Heather, I would love to. Again, the best thing you guys can do, you can reach out to cons. There's a message them situation. Let them know. Maybe they'll reach out to me. genxjono80 at gmail.com is my email address. Just tell them to Google me. God knows that's there. Ernestine, $10. Merry Christmas gift. Ernestine, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Christmas gifts continue to come in. Guys, whether it's stars or currency, whether it's gifts, virtual or otherwise, the best Christmas gift you guys have given me is my page is so much bigger this year than it was last. Definitely ups and downs, but I am beyond grateful that I'm able to jump on your small screens and make a small, tiny difference in your day and help keep alive the memories that we have and bring us together with more and more to come, I hope. Love you guys. Love what it is we're building. How about them Bills, Becky? Next year is going to be amazing. Still am so interested in putting together a Gen X Games. Marianne, Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. I love you guys. Merry Christmas to those that celebrate. Happy holidays for those that celebrate other things. Looking forward to the new year. You guys are the best. You are the reason for my success. It's everything. What about this year with the Bills? God only knows, dude. We got to wait and see. Merry Christmas, guys. Love you all. I wish you guys the very best of everything. Merry Christmas. Love you all. And that's it for tonight. See some of you tomorrow for the dodgeball game. Sounds good. For the 3View Mirror, 7 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Otherwise, we do have Tuesday night trivia on Tuesday, also on YouTube. See you next week after Christmas. Love you guys. Might pop up between now and then too. Bye. Peace. Can't turn it off.